Got a call yesterday from my sister. She said her Mercedes was making a noise when it started. Her boyfriend looked at it and said the belt was coming apart. And it definitely is. So I'm going to get it pulled off from here. See if we can figure out why it's coming apart. I do see a little bit of a nick in the harmonic balancer, but I don't know that that's necessarily what's caused it, because it's kicked on both edges of the belt. It's delaminated both sides of it. That's a little bit weird. So I'm going to get what's left of the belt out of here, and we'll start checking all the other pulleys. I'm going to suspect we're going to find some bad pulleys on here. So I've got the ratchet down on the belt tensioner. I didn't bring my belt tensioner tools with me, but you can get it the shallow 17mm socket and a longer 3/8 ratchet. I'm not too worried about belt routing right now. I'll just look it back up when I go to put it back together. So there's part of the belt. Looks like I was wrong though. It looks like it was just one side that kicked it. That side's torn apart. That side appears to be the factory edge. There's belt everywhere in here. Pieces of rubber everywhere. When I got here, it had pulled the wires out of their holder for the electric fans, but I don't think it damaged them. So there's more belt. All right. Yeah. It is pretty messed up down here on the balance, or the, I don't know if you guys can see all that on the tensioner. It's just got pieces melted to it. It's delaminating. So I'm definitely gonna get a new tensioner. Yeah, it's not terrible. This one's bad. It's a little bit of play in the idler pulley. Usually if I replace the idler pulley or the tensioner, I usually do them both at the same time. So we're going to do both of those. We're going to put a belt on it. I really don't think that this is going to be our problem. I'm going to price out and see how bad a balancer is. But it's not a sharp edge where there. It looks like somebody's grabbed it improperly with a puller at one point. Instead of grabbing it internally, it looks like somebody at some points tried to grab the outside edge of it. But overall, all the other pulleys are tight. I don't feel any play in them. I don't feel any stuck or dragging pulleys. There's just a little bit of give in this one, a little bit of give in this one, and this one's, the face of it's just destroyed. So I'll see how bad they're going to be to try to source locally. My guess is expensive and probably have to be ordered anyway. None of the local parts stores really carry parts for Mercedes other than the dealership, and the dealership's just expensive. So knowing my sister, she'll probably just have me order them offline for her, get them cheaper, and have them here in a day or two. Rock Auto's pretty good about these, and then I've actually had a lot of good luck at Amazon for Mercedes and BMW parts, and they're usually here in a day or two. So I'll go give her the option, and I'm guessing in a day or two we'll be back. We'll throw some pulleys on this and get a new belt on it. Alright, I'm back out here working on the Mercedes today. It's a little after 2 o'clock on Sunday, and the pulleys finally got here. The belt got here yesterday. So to start with, we're going to get this idler pulley out. Now the bolt for this idler pulley is long, so you're going to have to push it up into the fan, and you can lift this up out of there. It's had some play in the bearing, and I got the 2 pulleys as a kit. I'm pretty sure that this is actually Torx Plus, not a Torx. I do not keep Torx Plus on my service truck. I don't work on a lot of German stuff mobile. T45 got it out of there though. I did bring my stubby Mac ones with. So we'll get that new pulley thrown in there real quick, and then we're going to go to the belt tensioner. The thing that's going to suck on the belt tensioner, so you can see the new one is pinned in the position where you can get to both the bolts. I do not have the pin from when I did this the last time, so we're going to have to throw a ratchet on there, get the tensioner pushed out of the way, and then we can get the two inverted Torx bolts that hold it out of the way. So we'll rock it back and we'll get the one that's hidden first. Then we'll come back and get the other one. It's a little bit of a pain, but it's only coming apart, going back together. Like I said, that's pinned, so we won't have that problem. Alright, so the way we're going to have to do this is I have a ratchet, a flex head, on the tensioner. What we're going to do is get it pulled down, get the edge of the ratchet right under the water pump here, and then just use your hand to hold it back a little bit. Then through this gap, we're going to sneak our other hand in there with a ratchet with an inverted Torx E12 and get that bolt out. Once that's done, we can release the tensioner. Then we can get that top bolt, no problem. So if you guys can see there, I have the ratchet on the tensioner sitting under this water pump pulley, and that's holding it down, holding tension against it. So I can get my other ratchet in there and get that bolt out. Gotta be careful, you don't want to bump that, because if you bump it, it will fly out of there at you. So that's why, you know, when you're doing this, I keep one hand right here holding it in place, and then I use my other hand to get the ratchet in there. Alright, so we got the pulley out of there. This is the belt tensioner. As you can see, this is what we could see from the top side. There was a bunch of melted plastic and stuff on here. And then when you look at the back side, you can see something's been rubbing in there. Nothing came out with it. You can hear the bearing in it too. But there's nothing missing in the timing cover in that area. Everything's where it should be. But something has gotten wedged behind that thing and damaged it. So I'm going to do a little bit more looking before I put it back together, make sure I can't find out what did that. But just looking at that, I'm pretty confident that that's what's caused the belt to kick over and break. So I'm just going to do a little more looking down in here and see if I can find any pieces or parts that are missing. But I think that's our problem. Alright, so we got it all back together. We've got the belt on. Don't forget to pull your pin out. It won't just fall out when you release the tensioner. You actually have to reach in there and grab it. But we should be ready to start it up now. I'm going to sit and watch it for a minute, make sure the belt's not walking or anything like that. And there we go. Started right up. Belt seems to be running pretty true. I can hear air compressors making some noise, and it sounds like we might be a little bit low on power steering fluid. I'll check that, but everything looks pretty good, so I think this one's going to be good. I'll tell her to drive it for a while and we'll see what it does. I really wish I knew what caused all this damage, but I haven't been able to find what did it yet, but I'm going to guess that whatever that was is what caused the belt to come apart. Alright, everything should be good to go on this. This should also carry over for any of the cars with the 5-liter V8 would be the same as this. And I think the 350, the 3.5 that goes in these uses the same belt setup, but I could be wrong on that one. It's been a while since I've worked on one of those. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a picture up here at the end of the belt routing. So if any of you guys are doing this, you can follow along with the belt routing. You don't have to go look it up somewhere else. It's not too bad. The worst part's getting out that bottom bolt that's under the tensioner that you have to release the tensioner for. If I had an additional pin or something to pin it with, it would have went a lot easier. But even with that, changing out both pulleys in the belt, maybe 30 minutes into it, and they're not too bad at all.